It's 11 a.m. and we are following three big stories. The family of Baltimore City murder victim Pavel Lapierre will be in Annapolis today. Coming up, the new law they're fighting for and why they say it may have saved their daughter's life.
Marilyn Mosby's fate is now in the hands of the jury. Coming up next, the new developments and what's at stake for Miss Mosby.
And three teenagers are arrested, accused in a Sunday shooting in Baltimore County. Coming up, how the case is reigniting the debate over the state's juvenile justice laws. Fox 45 News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We begin with breaking news this morning. A D.C. appeals court rules Donald Trump is not immune from prosecution in his 2020 election interference case. The three-judge ruling late this morning was unanimous, with the court saying any protection Trump had while serving as president no longer protects him now that he is a private citizen. The move sets the stage for more appeals that could reach the U.S. Supreme Court. Turning now to the federal trial of former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. Jury deliberations in her federal mortgage trial start today. It comes after a week of dramatic testimony from Mosby and her ex-husband, City Council President Nick Mosby. Olivia Dance is joining us live this morning with the latest developments and what's at stake for Mosby this week. Olivia.
Patrice, tensions are high as Marilyn Mosby's federal mortgage fraud trial could soon come to an end. Now, the jury resumed deliberations at 9:30 this morning right here at the federal courthouse in Greenbelt. Now, Mosby and her driver arrived at the courthouse at around 9:15 this morning, but she never walked in as she is, of course, just waiting for a verdict like we all are right now. A group of her supporters also gathered outside of the courthouse. But after closing arguments and 9 long days of testimony, this case is now in the hands of the jury. Several documents, though, are at the heart of this case. The mortgage applications where Mosby did not disclose her outstanding tax debt and lien on her home in Baltimore. Mosby's accused of lying on mortgage applications to purchase 2 vacation homes in Florida. But the defense claiming that Miss Mosby's ex-husband, City Council President Nick Mosby, hid the tax problems from her. Nick Mosby taking the stand during trial, admitting to lying to the public and Miss Mosby about the tax issues. But prosecutors say that Mosby lied over and over and over again when she bought those properties. By contrast, Mosby's legal team telling the jury that Marilyn and Nick had a relationship for over 20 years and she trusted her partner even if she shouldn't have, adding that the evidence is the reality of life and the reality of life is messy and complicated, but complicated does not mean criminal. The IRS witness indicated that the Mosbys were sent 40 notices of the tax debt. Attorney Kurt Nachman, who is not affiliated with this case, says that the jury could want to see some of those notices during these deliberations.
There are literally hundreds of notices that get posted, that get mailed. The paper trail is long, the paper trail is expensive.
Now, prosecutors also asked the jury if they trust Miss Mosby, who's already convicted of 2 counts of perjury. Now, if she's convicted in this trial, she faces up to 30 years in prison for each count. But for now, reporting live outside the courthouse in Greenbelt, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Fox 45 News will keep a close eye on this trial in the coming days as we await a verdict. And as a reminder, Mosby has already been convicted on 2 federal charges of perjury. She faces up to 5 years in prison on each of those charges. She will be sentenced on those counts after the conclusion of this trial. For our complete coverage on the legal trouble surrounding the former city state's attorney, head to foxbaltimore.com.
Pavel's unfortunate and tragic loss was avoidable. There is no reason for someone convicted of a first-degree sexual offense that they should be able to get out almost 5 years early. Period. Full stop.
In your Session 2024 coverage, there will be a hearing today on the state's early release system for convicted sex offenders. This comes after a convicted sex offender was accused of killing Baltimore Tech CEO Pavel Lapierre. Shannon Lilly brings us a closer look at the details in this proposal and who is expected to testify at that hearing. Shannon.
Well, this hearing is set for 1 this afternoon in Annapolis, and we do expect Pavel Leper's parents to be there at the State House to testify. They are pushing legislation that would limit early release for some convicted sex offenders like Jason Billingsley here. Remember, he was released from prison on good behavior back in 2022, but less than a year later, he was charged in the murder of their daughter, Pavel Leper. Her father, Frank, believes this could have all been prevented.
All of our extended families are victims. The employees of EcoMap Technologies, Pavel's friends and co-workers, and other members of the Baltimore tech community ecosystem are victims. The entire city of Baltimore was held hostage, and as a result is also a victim.
One example, one time is one time too many. We want to make sure that we put laws in place that will keep all the citizens protected.
In January, the Leper family stood with City State's Attorney Ivan Bates there, Mayor Scott, and Delegate Elizabeth Embry to unveil this legislation. The Pavel Marie Leper Act, or House Bill 302, would restrict when those convicted of first-degree rape and the most violent sex offenses can receive diminution credit or time off their sentences for good conduct. It comes after Billingsley pleaded guilty in 2015 to sexual assault and was sentenced to 30 years. But he served only 7 after earning those good behavior credits. Well, according to Delegate Embry, there are about 10 to 15 people convicted of first-degree sex offenses each year who would be impacted by this legislation. Again, the hearing on it today is set for 1 this afternoon in the House, and it will then move on to a second reading. Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News, Midday.
11:06 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1. We are learning that 3 teenagers have been arrested in connection to the shooting of a 16-year-old Sunday night in Rosedale. All 3, ages 16, 17, and 19, are being charged as adults. Police say one of the teens told another to shoot the victim in the head while the victim was down. Detectives say a neighbor stepped in with their own gun to stop the teens, who then drove off. The neighbor was able to give police their license plate, and police tracked them down. Trending number 2, as juvenile crime continues throughout the state, Fox 45 News is looking into renewed concerns over one of the state-funded initiatives included in Governor Moore's crime plan. It's called Thrive Academy, a program where teens with the most potential for violence are paired with life coaches who steer them down the road to reform. It launched 4 months ago, and right now 59 teens are taking part in it. The governor wants to give another $4.5 million for the program next year. But critics are shaking their heads. The program can accommodate 200 teens, and it's now hiring life coaches to staff it. Trending number 3, a proposal to rezone parts of Baltimore County is creating controversy. County leaders say the rezoning is critical for economic development, but others worry the move will lead to more developments like large apartments along the York corridor without addressing infrastructure.
Having the developers be allowed to do it by right, without regard for adequate public facility, overcrowded schools, sewer capacity, roads, things like that, and not having the county council involved seems kind of scary to me.
The county council is planning to talk about this legislation next week and could be voting on it at the end of the month. Trending number 4, a Pennsylvania man is facing charges accused of flying a drone over M&T Bank Stadium and causing a delay in play during the AFC Championship game.
That they've come up with all week. For an administrative timeout. The game is stopped for an administrative timeout.
Prosecutors now say 44-year-old Matthew Hebert of Chadsford, Pennsylvania, is facing federal charges for flying that drone over the game. Still ahead, school leaders are supposed to be role models. So what happens when they fall short? Coming up, the punishment one principal is facing after he was caught stealing coffee. Target is pulling some Black History Month items from store shelves, the historical era that is prompting the move.
And we are getting ready for cool temperatures today, but tomorrow, a slight rise in numbers. Same thing on Thursday as we reach the mid-50s. I'll let you know how high the temperatures get as we approach the weekend in my Weather Authority forecast.
11:11 and taking a look at your social stream. A highly edited video depicting President Biden in a false light can stay on Facebook. That's after Meta's oversight board said it doesn't violate Meta's policies. The video, posted in May of last year, was edited to make it look like Biden was inappropriately touching his adult granddaughter's chest. Yet the board says the video wasn't altered with artificial intelligence and didn't show him saying words he did not say or doing something he did not do. Still, the board says Meta should clarify its policy regarding manipulated content. Your reaction to that this morning, Mary, saying, then change your rules, Meta. Another person saying, this is not accidental. Facebook is all in on undermining the election just like they did in so many other countries and in 2016. Well, Target is dropping a product dedicated to civil rights icons after a viral TikTok spotted several errors. The product in question is an interactive learning kit that uses magnets to teach kids about different civil rights activists in U.S. history. But as pointed out in the video, the kit misidentified Carter Woodson, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Booker T. Washington. So here's your reaction to that. Is the misrepresentation of historical figures in commercial products a reflection of our society's ignorance or a deliberate attempt to undermine the importance of Black history? Another person saying a teaching moment for sure. Well, the world of music is remembering country singer Toby Keith. He died overnight after a battle with stomach cancer. He was diagnosed in 2022, but still performed at the People's Choice Country Awards last year, where he received the Country Icon Award. He was 62 years old. A lot of reaction about that this morning. His songs introduced me to country when I was a kid. It's tied into so many good memories. Rest in peace, Toby. Thank you for the music. Another person saying Toby will be missed. He brought so much joy to his fans. Well, still ahead, getting help from mom and dad. We'll look at the growing number of adult children who are still relying on their parents for financial help and paying more for the same thing. We'll take a closer look at the new study that finds Americans are paying 3 times more for prescription drugs as patients in other countries. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News Midday. We are back with a live look over downtown Baltimore. Things a bit chilly this morning, but warmer weather is within reach. We're going to check in with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax to see just how soon we could see things climb into the 60s. 11:15 and making headlines. Another ship has been attacked in the Red Sea. British private security firm Ambry says a suspected Houthi rebel drone hit a cargo ship near Yemen today, causing slight damage. The attack comes after U.S. and the U.K. struck multiple Houthi targets in airstrikes over the weekend. The Pentagon says the strikes were meant to disrupt the Houthis' ability to attack ships.
The U.S. does not want escalation, and these strikes are directly in response to the actions by the Iranian-backed Houthis. However, we will not hesitate to defend lives and the free flow of commerce in one of the world's most critical waterways.
Now, the Houthi rebels have said their attacks are in response to the ongoing war in Gaza. More than 2/3 of the territory within the Gaza Strip is now under evacuation orders from Israel. According to the UN, the territory is home to about 77% of Gaza's population. An estimated 85% of the population has been driven from their homes since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. Happening today, the House is set to vote on whether the Homeland Security Secretary should be impeached. House Republicans say Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has not followed immigration laws and breached the public trust. Meanwhile, Democrats say the accusations are not true and there are no grounds for impeachment. The White House has put out a statement condemning the resolution. A health alert for you now. A new report says Americans pay about 3 times more for prescriptions than residents in other countries. The finding shows prescription drugs are 2.8 times higher in the U.S. compared to prices in 33 other countries. The report also says a majority of the money made by drug companies comes from Americans, but only 24% of the total drugs sold are actually in the U.S. We are inviting you to join us for the Be More Healthy Expo this Saturday at the Baltimore Convention Center. The free event includes health screenings, cooking and dance demonstrations, and a chance to meet your favorite Fox 45 news personalities. Again, the Be More Healthy Expo runs this Saturday, February 10th from 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. The parent company of Snapchat is slashing jobs. Snap says it will cut 10% of its global workforce. That's about 500 jobs. Snap most recently cut jobs in August of 2022, laying off about 20% of its workforce. And McDonald's had a mixed quarter. Its earnings topped predictions, but its sales at existing stores were disappointing. McDonald's is a global chain, and it was impacted by the war in the Middle East. The company says as long as the war continues, it will have a negative impact on system-wide sales. 11:18, time now for today's talking point. Many young adults still rely on their parents for financial assistance. A new Pew Research study shows 3 out of 5 parents with adult children gave them some kind of financial help in the past year. Around half of adults under the age of 30 are also said to be living with their parents. Researchers say trends such as marrying later in life and waiting longer to have children has created a new stage of life between adolescence and full adulthood. Rising college costs and student debt also being blamed. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now, and I believe this without question. I mean, your girls are in school, but you probably still see it. Well, we see it with some of the folks that work around here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm sure that's the case.
And you know what's so funny? I mean, having 3 girls, I'm fine with it. They can stay with us forever.
Oh, girl dad here.
You know, yeah, it's so funny because, you know, for boys, it's like, you get a job. But, you know, the girls, it's like, come on back, come on back. But I get it. I mean, the cost of cars and housing is going up. And also this job thing. I mean, I have one daughter who's in med school, so thank God she can take care of us when we're older. But other than that, the other 2, I mean, come on.
So my sisters and I, my brother's oldest, and then my sisters and I are spaced apart. So, you know, there's enough distance in our ages that I saw them, you know, I was already working when they came out of college. And I saw them, they especially my youngest sister, she was probably helped along longer than, you know, into her 20s.
Yeah.
But not to say there weren't times in my 20s or 30s that I went to like, oh, I needed something, but it was rare. And at this point, at this big age, you know, I try to take care of my parents.
Oh, look at you. See?
I'm old.
You're good. That's good. But that's good you can do that. That's true.
All right. Let's welcome back Jasmine. It's time for your wild and wonderful weather. Meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. People have been asking about you. Jasmine, they've missed you.
I'm glad to hear that, but I am back, and it's good to be back on Midday and Lifestyle later on. We are heading to California. Of course, they're dealing with that atmospheric river. Notice this is usually a trail, a road, but it looks more like a river coming in from California. Just see the water rushing along that roadway as they continue to deal with areas of heavy rain. Now we're going to start to see that threat shift into the desert southwest. Still lots of rain and even some snow snow across parts of California and extending into the desert Southwest. That's going to continue to impact that region. Here, it's much quieter, a very different story. We have cooler temperatures today, 43 currently, but notice the abundant sunshine outside. A little breezy with winds out of the northeast. Now around the state, we're seeing temperatures still in the 30s for many parts of Maryland. A couple spots now in the 40s. The numbers will stay below average as we head into the afternoon. We're talking the low to mid 40s for a cooler day, but we'll have a warm up that will move in as we finish out the week. Notice we stay nice and dry today with plenty of sunshine. Then into tomorrow, starting off with nice and quiet weather. We'll have plenty of sunshine once again for Wednesday afternoon. Then into Thursday, a nice and dry pattern, very quiet over the next few days. But it's Friday when clouds start to move in ahead of our next weather maker. That system will lead to rain at Saturday afternoon. We're not looking at a washout, just a few spotty showers. It looks like most of that does clear out by Sunday. However, on Monday, another weather maker moves in, leading to more rain. So it's really just the weekend into early next week when we have the chance at least for an isolated shower. Today, though, nice and dry, 46 for the high with plenty of sunshine. And as we head into the day tomorrow, we're back to the 50s, mid 50s on Thursday, upper 50s on Friday, then the 60s on Saturday. Make sure to head out to the expo. After that, we're talking the 60s and 50s into next week. Back to you.
All right, Jasmine, thank you. Still ahead, the big game is almost here. Coming up, just how much the average American will spend on game day festivities. And Southwest is debuting a new look. We're going to take you inside the newly redesigned cabin. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. $11:25. Don't miss this. Grammy Award-winning singer Usher is bringing his Usher Past, Present, Future tour to Baltimore this summer. The global entertainment icon's stop in the Charm City is part of a celebration of his 30-year career, including songs from his 9th studio album that is slated for release on Friday. Pre-sale tickets for the show at CFG Bank Arena go on sale tomorrow. Tickets for the general public go on sale Monday. The show is scheduled for August 24th. And don't miss this. Southwest Airlines has unveiled plans for a revamped cabin. The refresh will affect new aircraft deliveries starting next year. And among the new features passengers can expect on future flights, multi-adjustable headrest cushions, personal electronic device holders, in-seat power ports, that's nice, and larger overhead bins. Southwest employee uniforms will also get a makeover. Ahead of Sunday's big game, sports betting is set to smash records. The American Gambling Association says nearly 68 million American adults plan to place a wager on this year's game. That figure includes bets placed by legal and illegal bookies and outlets from other countries. And experts say spending on game day parties will reach another record high this year. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Thanks, Patrice. Valentine's Day is almost here. Stick around. Be More Lifestyle gives you hints on
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax, back from who knows where, what country it is, but she looks refreshed. Welcome back, everybody. Let me tell you right now. Now, ahead of Valentine's Day, a new list of naming the sexiest accent. And the French are being booted from first place. What? After being on top for the last 6 years. The Babbel survey reveals Italian is now viewed as the sexiest accent. Does having an accent make a person more attractive?
Yeah. Yes. Is that even a question?
Yes.
Is that even a question?
You just came back from some country we're not going to mention because it's your business. What do you think? The accents,
Tell us where. I want to know.
Does it make you
Give us the tea.
sexier?
Oh my goodness. I've never been to Italy, but you know, I've heard the French accents in France. Oh yes. I'm sure Italy is great too.
I can do Italy accent.
Yeah.
Why you don't be like your brother?
Oh, that's how you feel?
No,
that's how you feeling because they all sound
that was
like
a mother.
that?
That was a mother, but
I can't with you.
No.
That was a mama. That was
why
mama.
you don't be like your brother? You like that?
Well,
so look here. Now we know you've had a series of Italian boyfriends. Tell us about the Italian stallion.
Oh, the
Michael.
Italian stallion.
Michael, you know I met him in the hallway one time.
Stop trying to do me dirty. Whatever, y'all. Anyway,
Italian?
Listen, the Italian men, I know they like black women, so I'm totally down with that.
Wow.
But I'm from New York, so that's how I know. I've studied this firsthand. It's firsthand experience. I went there and I experienced it and I got pizza. Oh man, it's nothing like an Italian man and a Sicilian man.
What about Lady T? You're from the islands. What about the island accent? Does that make you feel the same way?
Yeah, when they whisper it in your ear and they sing those reggae songs to you, you know, what up, gal? And then they start like, it's something about that accent. But it is something about that French and Italian accent. The wee-wee, I be like, wee-wee, it's beautiful. I love it.
I'm not shocked. I mean, Italy bumping France, that makes sense, because at least it's not a country where you'd be like, what? That is not a good...
It's just, I haven't gotten to the Australian accent. I'm not like into that one.
No. Put some shrimp on my body.
What is Thor? What is Thor? Whatever Thor is, I'm down with that. Chris Hemsworth.
Is he Swedish?
Is he?
I don't know.
No, it probably was
like a Swedish meatball. Why you don't be like your brother? Okay, we want you to tell it. Does having an accent make a person more attractive? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on FOX45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks.
You didn't like the question?
I don't like the answer.
Oh, you like the answer?
It's a chore no one likes, but it appears a lot of people would give up a lot to never have to clean their bathroom again. A recent survey found 1 in 5 would give up half of their annual salary if it meant never to have to clean the bathroom again. Others say they're giving up eating at restaurants or internet, even their favorite TV shows. First of all, let me say this, calm down. When I was in college, they called us blue boys. And
said who?
they were blue boys because we wore blue outfits to stay.
Aww.
And you know what, to be honest, there was a certain comfort in cleaning bathrooms and cleaning, because it's something you can see, it's dirty, and it's clean, and you did something. You know what I mean? You accomplished something.
I kind of understand what you mean, because I really only clean when I'm angry. And when I tell you that place will be spick and span, don't make me angry. I clean the whole entire house on you. I literally do.
You showed them, Lady T.
I was like, I showed them with this scour pad.
No, what about, Jazz, you don't look like you're a cleaner.
I clean, I don't like to clean, but if I go shopping and I buy myself some stuff, then I'll clean.
Oh, you like a little motivation.
You like to shop.
I like to shop. And
I like
I'm in such a good mood, I'll clean.
Now, old school, gloves, bleach, Comet, Murphy's Wood Soap.
Come on.
Okay, now y'all know about Murphy's Wood Soap.
That's for the grown and
sexy. You're moving things, baseboards, windows.
That's for the grown and sexy.
You know what I'm saying? Murphy's.
Ain't nothing like an SOS pad to really get you through the day. It really just, you just take it there.
But I don't think people clean homes like they used to.
They do not.
Saturdays used to be the house cleaning day. That's over.
No, you can hire somebody to do that.
A high school principal has been fired after he was caught pouring more coffee in his cup than he paid for. It happened at a self-serve store in Japan. He would pay for a regular coffee, but then fill up a large cup. He was able to do it a few more times before being caught and eventually fired. Right.
First of all, I do this at 7-Eleven, Royal Farm.
Right, everywhere.
I start drinking 2 cups, and then I just take that one to the register. I'm like, this is only, just how much is this,
I saw this go down at Royal Farms yesterday.
Yeah.
A gentleman, no judgment, I was getting some soda, and he was drinking it, and I was thinking to myself, is he going to actually pay for some? But he did pay for some.
Yeah, he paid for the 1 cup, but he had 3.
Well, good thing, right, he paid for a large.
You get some 3 for 1 special.
So in Japan, I mean, this is serious.
Yeah. They arrest you for that?
There's rules and regulations, people.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it.
Now, we don't know where you were out of this country, but were you as strict there?
Yeah.
It was actually really close to Japan, but I don't think it was that strict.
Information. Okay.
She came back. Come on, you came back
Did you
safe,
get some
girl.
coffee?
Did you get
No,
coffee?
I did not get coffee. Bubble tea. I got bubble tea.
Oh, bubble tea.
Well,
Bubble
coming
tea
up,
is popping.
more Weather Queen and more spilling the tea
queen.
on the way.
Hey.
Still ahead, a major night of music coming up. Lady T recaps the biggest moments of the Grammy Awards. But first, if you were up late watching the show, we know falling asleep isn't always easy. Coming up, the new solution to getting a good night's rest. A great show on the way.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
If you're having trouble relaxing in bed at night, well, here's an easy solution. Gina Cannon from American Steals and Deals is here with a new way to relax and ease off to sleep that won't break your budget.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Don't you feel like it always happens? As soon as your head hits the pillow, your thoughts start racing. You're trying to fall asleep, and then you can't because so many things on your to-do list are going through your mind. It happens to me all the time. But thankfully now, you don't have to worry. This is HoomBand by LiveLab. This is an amazing sleep headband that has audio sleep sounds inside. It's super cool. It comes with an audio sleep band and an eye mask with the audio band as well. So it's amazing that you can fall asleep to maybe you like the sound of hypnotic music or hypnotic stories, ASMR, maybe it's waves crashing, whatever it is. There is over 100 hours of sleep content and it's super easy. You download an app and fall asleep. And you can listen to whatever you want to hear. And it's been curated by sleep experts, sleep doctors, audio engineers. So it's really cool that you can fall asleep and now stay asleep. I just think of how many times, you get to bed and you don't sleep really great. Well, you have an entire blackout mask here, which is adjustable, really nice material, and hand washable. Don't forget that. So you have the option of a headband or a sleep mask to fall asleep so nicely. So right now we're offering up to 32% off on HoomBand. Head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by LG, Farm Rich, and Nissan.
The countdown to the big game is on. Mark Slareth is here to share his play-by-play for the big day.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Hey, when it comes to the big game, you got to start with a great TV. LG OLED Evo C3. You can immerse yourself in this extraordinary experience, visual and auditory. It is awesome. Whether it's movies, gaming, or sports, feel like you're part of the action with LG OLED TVs from 42 inches to 83 inches. LG OLED TVs are simply the best. You can find out more at LG.com. And then if you're going to party, you got to have great food. Sometimes the food is more important than the game. Everyone loves a great snack board. My friends at Farm Rich make it easy. Mozzarella sticks, loaded potato skins, crispy dill pickles, breaded veggies, freezer section of your local grocer. You could find out more at farmrich.com. And then you want to spice up your party with ramen? Hey, from our friends at Nissan Foods. Heat up game day with the all-new hot and spicy Firewalk package with chili pepper infused noodles, torched teriyaki chicken, screamin' Szechuan beef. You can prep it and serve it in about 5 minutes. You can find it at Walmart. More information at walmart.com.
Still ahead, one of the Real Housewives is taking a break from the show. Coming up, Lady T shares why. And King Charles reveals he's been diagnosed with cancer. Lady T breaks down what the family is sharing. Coming up. Yes, it's time to spill the tea. It's Tuesday with Lady T.
Yes, hello, fellow tea sippers. All right, let's start off with this tea. Sad news for the royal family, you guys. King Charles was recently diagnosed with cancer. According to a statement from Buckingham Palace, the palace did not say what type of cancer, but on social media, the palace did post saying it was some kind of cancer, some form of cancer was identified. In January, the King of England was treated for an enlarged prostate, but they said it was a separate issue and it was benign. But now, today, the British Prime Minister says it was caught early, which is good news. In fact, he'll be receiving regular treatments. His speaking engagements, however, are canceled. Also, Prince Harry, you know, they've been estranged. He is now in the UK, y'all. He flew in to see his father. King Charles is 75 years old and has been on the throne for only a little over a year about this time, I want to say. Major twist of events. Listen, I want all of y'all to get out my DMs talking about Diana and this situation. I can't say anything about it. I'm just going to say prayers up for the royal family. But
Definitely.
I think it's interesting that Harry is there. Harry's there. And William.
And shout out to you, Lady T, for having a video of Prince Charles, King
Did you
Charles
see that?
at the BET Awards, obviously.
That was him at the BET. Yeah, that was how you do that. All right, up next, you guys. Up next, okay, we're losing another OG from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all.
No.
Kandi Burruss says that she is not returning to the show. She broke the news on the red carpet at the Grammys on Sunday. She said it's been 14 seasons, and then, you know, the show went on a little break. So during that time, she started working on some other things. Now, she felt like the network had them sitting around waiting for too long. She even started questioning her role on the show before ultimately deciding not to come back. Andy Cohen posted photos of he and her on social media. He says she's one of the greats and a superstar, which is awesome. Good news, though. She says she has some new projects coming soon. And the Housewives producers said they're going to announce a new Housewives cast soon also. So we're going to know who's going to replace her. They need to bring Nene back. Bring my girl Nene back. Stop playing with my girl. She said what she said.
Is she the last original Lady T?
Who, Candy?
Yeah.
No, because they keep bringing back some of the, the
Okay.
other originals. Kim keeps coming back. There's other people who keep coming back. So
It's
I
not
just
the
want
same.
them to bring back Portia and Nene. Stop playing with us. Okay, up next, you guys, because the tea keeps pouring. All right, so now for your Grammys tea cap. So most of my guesses, we were correct, y'all. And I'm a happy woman because of that. Amazing performances by Miley Cyrus, and she won her first Grammy. Taylor Swift won Album of the Year. Tyler won Best African Music Performance for her song Make Me Sweat. Go ahead, Water. Fantasia Barrino, this is your favorite, Mark. She did an amazing tribute to Tina Turner. In a turn of events, Killer Mike was arrested at the Grammys for some kind of battery charges. Yikes. Anyway, but the shocker of the night was Jay-Z and his speech while getting the Global Impact Award. It went south real quick. He vented about Beyonce not getting Album of the Year 4 times. I mean, he's not wrong. Beyonce didn't have any nominations this time, so major snub. Anyway, it was great seeing the GOATs Mariah Carey and the amazing Celine Dion. Amazing seeing her. And congrats to SZA and Victoria Monet on their wins. Amazing night, Mark. And I put that on my mama. I'm so excited. That was a great, it was a great night. It was just exciting. Everybody looked great. Ooh, it was beautiful.
Lady T, I don't know if when you say the GOATs, I think it takes away. You might have to say 2 GOATs, because I mean, the GOATs almost it took me to a farm somewhere.
No, wait, no. They are the greatest of all time, as I said. I said what I said. Get out of here. All right, that's it for the tea for today. Now, y'all know what to do at home. Y'all got to go sit on all that tea.
Thank you, Lady T. Now it's time for weather. Oh, she's back. Jasmine, what's going on?
Thanks, Mark. We are heading to Southern California, of course, talking about the atmospheric river. This is a video of a road that's completely flooded. It looks more like a river with the water quickly flowing along that roadway. California has been dealing with some heavy rain, but now the threat is starting to shift toward the desert southwest, seeing some impacts there. But not only have we been seeing rain across parts of California, also some areas with snow, so the impacts continue there. Meanwhile, here it is nice and quiet with plenty of sunshine. 43 for the current temperature, a little bit breezy, and that's going to lead to a slightly lower wind chill. We're mainly seeing the 30s and a couple spots in the 40s across the state currently. This afternoon, we're looking at the low to mid 40s, so it is going to feel a little bit chilly. You'll want the extra jacket. As we head into the following days, though, that's when you'll notice the rise in temperatures. So we stay dry this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. It looks good tomorrow morning. We'll have abundant sunshine once again. Then into Thursday, the nice and quiet pattern continues as temperatures continue to rise. You'll start to notice more clouds on Friday. Then on Saturday, the next weather maker moves in, and that will lead to the chance for a few spotty showers. Fortunately, we're not talking a washout. Sunday looks mostly dry, and then it's back to more showers on Monday. So it's the weekend when we have that up and down rain pattern. We could see at least an isolated shower each day throughout the weekend into next week. 46 for the high this afternoon, cooler than what we've been dealing with, but temperatures will be on the rise. We're looking at 51 and sunny tomorrow, then 54 on Thursday, 57 on Friday, and the warmest day of the week will be Saturday with highs around 64. Again, the chance for a few spotty showers, but if you come to the Be More Healthy Expo, you can stay nice and dry. 60 on Sunday, then on Monday, a slight drop in numbers, 57 as we deal with more rain, and then it gets much cooler after that as we stay in the 40s. Back to you.
Your Place Inside and Out is sponsored by HP Home Service Team.
This week on Your Place Inside and Out, we want to remind our viewers to keep their plumbing in mind as the temperatures drop in the surrounding areas. Frozen pipes can be a real nightmare and cause massive frustrations for homeowners. If you have piping on your exterior walls, try to keep them warm to the best of your ability. For your kitchen sink piping, open your cabinet door to allow warmer room air to flow. You can also use insulation to gently wrap around these areas. If this is a regular problem, you can also let your faucet drip a little from both the hot and cold side of your sink to reduce the risk of freezing. If you need a hand when it comes to improving your home, we have professionals who are here to help.
Trust the HP Home Service Team for all your plumbing and HVAC needs. From protecting your home systems with a maintenance agreement to the peace of mind knowing we're available 24/7, 365, the HP Home Service Team is just a phone call away. Home serviced better since 1914.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Medtronic.
Sudden cardiac arrest, or SCA, is a condition in which the heart suddenly and unexpectedly stops beating. Unlike other heart conditions, SCA can impact people of all races, ages, and ethnicities, and often without warning. SCA survivor Cheryl Joyner Wilson and Dr. Alan Chang join us for more. Cheryl, can you tell us about your sudden cardiac arrest experience?
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. In 2020, I unexpectedly collapsed in my bedroom and had a sudden cardiac arrest. Fortunately, my husband did CPR on me until the EMTs arrived, and I was successfully resuscitated after not having a pulse for 25 minutes. I spent about 2 weeks in the hospital recovering, and after that, I was a trial patient for the new EV-ICD.
And tell us, how has your life changed since receiving the EV-ICD? Have you been able to return to your normal activities?
The EV-ICD has enabled me to return to a normal life and pretty much do everything I did before my sudden cardiac arrest. So I work full time, I travel to various places, I exercise, and I've really been able to do that confidently because of this device.
And Dr. Ching, what does the recent FDA approval mean for its patients?
Yeah, for starters, it's a new and better option with potentially fewer complications in managing patients at risk for sudden cardiac arrest. You know, we're frankly fortunate to be having a conversation with Cheryl because most patients who experience sudden cardiac arrest don't survive. And when they do, they could potentially be at risk for future events. Now, these implantable cardioverter defibrillators, or ICDs for short, are these tiny devices that we implant right underneath the skin, below the collarbone, where the leads, there's thin little wires that are connected to it that we call leads, and they're threaded into the heart to monitor the heart 24/7. And if it sees a dangerously fast heart rhythm, it can deliver energy to restore that heart back to normal.
And how is the Aurora EV-ICD different from the other ICDs?
Yeah, great question. So traditional ICDs, as I mentioned, are implanted in the front of the chest typically, and they're attached to these leads that go into the heart. Now, over time, unfortunately, you can develop rare complications associated with that lead in the heart. Now, the Aurora EV-ICD system is designed to address those concerns, and rather than implanting the lead in the heart, the Aurora EV-ICD lead is implanted over the heart underneath the breastbone. And the device, parenthetically, is also implanted to the left side of the chest, so it's not as noticeable. And given that proximity to the heart, but not being in the heart, you can get many of the features of a traditional ICD without the potential complications associated with it.
Dr. Ching, I'm sorry we're running out of time. Can you tell us, where can we go for more information?
Yeah, folks can log on to medtronic.com/EVICD. Naturally, would encourage folks to chat with their healthcare providers to see if this is an option for them.
Thank you both for joining us, okay? Have a good day.
Thank you.
Sure. Still ahead, what makes a person sexy? Is it an accent? Coming up, the accent just named the sexiest in the world. Stick around.